You have to bear with me, I have somewhat of a cold. Hello. By now, most of you have probably noticed that I have what most people would call a disability. But don't worry, I'm just like anyone else. I put my pants on one leg at a time. My name is Zweig. I'm a student at Chinese International School. I'm 17, and I'll be talking about the importance of sport in my life. But first, I'd like to thank Mr. Burrows and Mr. Gibbs for inviting me to speak here today, because I was allowed to skip school. So that's very nice. For those of you who don't know, well, actually, now you do know, 9.5 years ago, there was a good chance, and in fact, there was a very likely chance, that I was going to die. I had a virus called myocarditis, and it left my heart pumping at only 5% of its normal capacity. But with the support and help of hundreds of people who bought me a heart pump from Germany, and with an incredible team of doctors here in Hong Kong, instead of losing my life, I lost my leg. Even after everything I went through, it was just a blood clot in the monitor in my leg that left the only permanent damage. Now, it's an honor to be here with all of you, because if you're here, it means you do two things. One, you play a sport which you love, and two, you are all amazing at it. You may be more or less amazing than the person sitting next to you, however, there's no question. You are all amazing. One of my mottos in life is quite simple. Figure out what you want and go get it. I remember the first time I went swimming after my recovery like it was yesterday. It was about 6 months after I lost my leg, and my dad thought that swimming would be a sport in which I could compete in with a minimal disadvantage. So he threw me in. He literally threw me in. That was 9 years ago, but like I said, it feels like it was yesterday. Now I have a question for you. How many of you have been putting off your dreams? It's rhetorical, so don't answer it. My dream is to swim in the 2016 Paralympics. I thank my dad every day for pushing me to start swimming so soon after my recovery. If I waited any longer, it would have been too late for me to be competitive. What I've noticed is that most people have dreams, but they just keep putting them off because they're either afraid or they think it's just not the right time. What I'm about to say is probably the most important thing I will say to you today. Don't ever put things off, whether in sport or in any other aspect in life. Why? Because before you know it, the chance is gone. So stop making excuses. At the end of the day, you can either be left with the happiness from going after your dream, or you can be left with nothing but your excuses. It is always the perfect time to chase your dream. You'll notice that life has so much more meaning when you do. When we're little, we all had dreams. Some wanted to be athletes, others astronauts, and there was always that one kid who wanted to be Superman. But what's interesting is that the little kid inside of us is never afraid to chase after his dreams. Becoming Superman may be somewhat far-fetched, but we knew what we wanted as kids. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a fireman. And although I don't think I'm going to be a fireman, I know what I want. I want to go to the 2016 Paralympics. And I'm tired of being scared, and it's just time to start. You know, sometimes in life, you need to find that courage, and you need to please that little kid inside of you who thinks that nothing is impossible. Not next week, not next month, not even tomorrow. Today. I can easily say that you will definitely surprise yourself at what you are capable of accomplishing when you have unwavering determination. But you will need unwavering determination to achieve your dreams. Don't listen to anyone who says you can't do it. If you want to go for it, just go. If you set high goals for yourself, it will not be easy. In fact, it will be very, very hard. You just need to decide if it's worth it. And if you want to prove that little kid inside of you who thinks nothing is impossible, that he's right. Every athlete hits his bumps in the road, and I hit mine at the beginning of last year. I decided that the hours I needed to put into not only training for the Paralympics, but to become competitive was just not worth it. So I quit swimming on a Wednesday. And Thursday and Friday proceeded to be two of the worst days in my life. I felt more lost than I have ever felt before. And that's when it hit me. I had no choice. Swimming had become a part of me, and I didn't feel whole without it. I returned to training on Saturday morning, and my coach said, "It's good to have you back where you belong." And you know what? That was where I belonged. Before I jump into the pool and race, I think of that moment, the moment when I realized how much I love this sport. Sport gives us a purpose, it gives us a home, it gives us something to be proud of. But most of all, it makes us who we are. I used to hate swimming before I quit, but I wouldn't be myself without it. Let me tell you another consequence of being an athlete. I don't know about you, but I can't count how many times I've been called an inspiration. The actual definition of an inspiration is someone who inspires others to go out and do something. Therefore, every time I'm called an inspiration, the same thought crosses my mind. Is this person actually going to go and do something? I usually can see in their eyes that for a fleeting moment, they contemplated running after their dreams. But then the doubt and the fear kick in, and the chance to go after their dream is gone. This is why I usually dislike being called an inspiration. I don't mind being the first stepping stone on the way to someone's dream. I would love it. But don't look at me for inspiration and then sit on your butt all day. You're better than that. Look at what you've accomplished so far. As I said, my dream is to go swim at the next Paralympics. The moment I realized that, I started training. As simple as that. And you know, maybe I won't be good enough. Maybe the doubts and the fears were accurate. But I don't think of that. Why should I? Who knows what the future has in store, so forget about it. At the end of the day, you will never be sad you tried. You will always regret it if you don't. Set your eyes on a dream, sport-related or not, and fight like heck to get there. I know what I'm about to say is extremely cliche, but one day you'll realize that the journey has become just as important as the destination. So don't look at me for inspiration and then do nothing. As I said, you're better than that. Go out there, fight for your dreams, and become your own inspiration. Thank you.